Namaste. We got asked by one of our brothers about the 3 days of darkness, which has been spoken about quite a bit, and now there are some new videos coming out about it. So I'm going to refer to the founders on this from Earth Awakens. Our perception. This is entirely false. It arises from a misinterpretation of a translated ancient prophecy that pertains to the partial collapse of the electromagnetic polarities at the poles of Earth. First of all, this prophecy violates the laws of physics. In the lower four dimensions, the Newtonian laws are quite real and have an overriding impact on physical objects, including all rotational and revolving motion of planets and stars within the lower four dimensions of the galaxy. Even in the higher dimensions, Newtonian laws have influence, but in the case of the higher levels, there are other laws that often supersede the basic Newtonian laws of mass and motion. That said, the only way the Earth would experience 3 days of darkness would be if any of the following occurred. 1. A nuclear war breaks out, and the detonation of thousands of nuclear weapons causes a nuclear winter syndrome that blocks sunlight from reaching the Earth. But due to the divine dispensations, this is not allowed to happen, for the reasons discussed earlier. At any rate, this would barely change the rotation of the Earth, possibly by a few milliseconds at most. 2. Virtually all of the volcanoes along the Ring of Fire erupt simultaneously, causing a nuclear winter syndrome that blocks sunlight from reaching the Earth. The Arcturians are working day and night to prevent this from happening, and the likelihood of such a scenario is essentially zero. Again, this would alter the Earth's rotation by a few milliseconds at most. 3. The Earth collides with a very large object moving through space. This would indeed change the rotation of Earth, and the dust from the impact would likely cause a nuclear winter syndrome, blocking sunlight from reaching the surface or what's left of the surface of Earth. We assure you there are no significant collisions with large comets, asteroids, planetoids, or rogue planets expected within the next 1 billion years. Only small objects, less than a few kilometers in diameter, are likely to impact the Earth in your meaningful future. The erroneous translation that gives rise to this prophecy goes something like this. In the original Sumerian text, and also in the Mayan writings, there is a reference to a 3-day period on the Earth that is like neither night nor day. The prophets are referring to the electromagnetic null zone and the partial collapse of the polarities of the EM field on Earth during the portal openings and galactic shift. A situation of neutral polarity opens up a portal or stargate into the etheric realms and creates a tunneling effect for energy to cascade down from the etheric into the physical, causing a major shift in all forms on Earth. These are the 3 waves of ascension associated with the portal openings. The partial polarity collapse, about 40% from our estimates, will cause major disruption of the telecommunications devices your society relies on so heavily, and it will cause mutations in the cells of most life forms, as discussed earlier. The state of decreased polarity will indeed seem like a new state on Earth, hence the phrase neither day nor night, which is properly translated as neither positive nor negative polarity. Once again, dear students, the north and south magnetic poles are very different from the geophysical north and south poles. Although the polarity of Earth's EM field does affect Earth's rotation and inclination of axis to a tiny degree, it is not enough for the average human to notice. So, hope that helps. I'm going to go with the founders on that one because I found them to be incredibly accurate with many geopolitical, geophysical prophecies and personal things internal things that have happened with me. They've been right on the money far before I even read any of their publications or heard about them. So, namaste, love and light.